Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Noble, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my Traptrix deck profile. So I really love the Traptrix archetype. I was a huge fan of Bottomless Trap Hole back when it was limited to one. I just loved that card. Now it's unlimited, and this deck just really encourages you to play stuff like that, and I am just all for it. I absolutely love playing with this deck. It's budget-ish. Like, I think you can make this for like under 150, pretty much, for the most part. It's not terrible. Traptrix Sarah's sitting at about 15 a piece, I think. So it's not terrible, but Gravedigger Trap Hole is also like 14 a pop at the moment, I think. Something like that. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get right on into this one. To start off with, I'm going to butcher the names. Just, you guys know that, but just disclaimer. Traptrix Murmilio, something like that. It's probably my favorite one. I don't know, 8-track's probably my favorite one. But I really do like this one. This card is unaffected by the effects of whole normal trap cards. When this card is normal summon, you can add one whole normal trap card from your deck to your hand, so it searches. That's really cool. And if this card is special summon, you can target one. You can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls and then destroy it. So it also has kind of like a breaker, magical warrior effect. So without the counter, but it's really cool. You get to search and pop if this card is special summon. That's really nice. And then I'm playing 3 Traptrix Dianea, I believe is how you say it. This one's neat. What this one does is this card is unaffected by the effects of whole normal trap cards. Are you seeing a trend yet? But when this card is normal summon, you can target one Traptrix monster in your graveyard and special summon that target in defense position. When this card is special summoned, you can target one whole normal trap card in your graveyard and set that target, but banish it during the end phase of your next turn. If it is still on the field, which you'll probably use it anyway, unless your opponent trying to like out that card because they know what this card does. But you only use effective Traptrix Dianea once per turn. Those are really awesome because when this card is normal summon, you just get to bring another body from the graveyard, and then you can go into your Exceed place from there or a Lynx or something like that. I'm actually playing 2 of Traptrix 8-tracks. I really like this one. You could bump this down to 1. That would be totally fine, but I just really love her effect. Like everything else, she's unaffected by whole normal trap cards, but you can activate whole normal trap cards from your hand. I really like that because it turns them into a hand trap, which is really cool. It has kind of like a magical musketeer effect to it. And the activation effects of normal trap cards activating your side of the field cannot be negated, which is really great. I really love this card. She is definitely my favorite. After just remembering everything that she allows you to do, she's definitely my favorite. But you can play her at 1, like I said, but I like her at 2. For the next 2, I'm playing Traptrix Nepenthes. I don't know how to say this one. I'm running 2 of this one. This card is unaffected by the, you know that already. But if you activate a whole normal trap card except the damage set, you can add to your hand, or special summon one Traptrix monster from your deck, except another copy of this card. That is really awesome because you can just have this card sitting there, activate something, and then you get to either add to your hand or bring another body to the field straight from the deck, which is really cool. You only use this effect once per turn though. I'm running 2 Traptrix Genelesia. This is the newer one that came out in Dual Overload, I believe. What she does is also she's unaffected. But you can tribute this card, then set 2 whole normal trap cards with different names. One from your deck and one from your graveyard, then you banish them when they leave the field. But it's really cool just being able to, tribute her and then get 2 traps into the field. That is really cool. I'm also running 3 Traptrix Mantis. I hate this one doesn't have like a gold rare, ultra rare that I know of. At least I don't think this one does. Printing. But this one's cool because when this card is normal summon, you can add one Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand. She's unaffected by the effects of whole normal trap cards. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one set spell trap card you control, return that target to the hand, then you can set one spell trap card from your hand. So you can kind of swap out, like tag out, which is awesome. And then on the summon, you get to search out, which is really great. So going away from the Traptrix, I'm running 3 Parallel Exceed because this card is just fantastic. Actually, in this deck, I really love this card. So many great cards coming in turn it. Like, it's just insane. But if this card is special summoned by the effect of Parallel Exceed, its level becomes 4, and its original attack defense becomes halved, so it becomes 1,000 level 4, which is totally fine. You lose each following effects of Parallel Exceed once per turn. If you link something, you special summon this card from your hand to your zone that lane monster points to. And this card is normal special summon, special summon 1 parallel exceed from your deck. So basically, you can get out Sarah and then basically get out 2 free monsters, and then exceed from there, which is really cool. For the disruption, I'm running 2 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler has just been really clutch lately, in my opinion. I've tried to run this. You could swap this out for any hand trap you want to do, draw a lock, Nibiru, something like that. But Effect Veiler has just been, I've just been really liking this more lately, so I'm running 2 of that, excuse me. But I am running 3 Ash because Ash is just fantastic. If you wanted to bump Ash down to 2, that would be fine. But we just don't want our opponent to be, we want to limit our opponent as much as we can. That is all about what this deck is about. So just throwing 3 Ash in there just seemed pretty right. But that is it. Wow. That is it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into, you guessed it, the traps. Because we don't play any spells in this deck. If you wanted to play a utopic package and then run like double or nothing or something, you could do that. I'm not doing that, but that's totally fine. That is an avenue you could go with this deck as well, because that would work. But I'm just going for just an all trap build pretty much. To start off with, I'm running 3 of the brand new Gravedigger's Trap Hole. This card is freaking crazy. The first time I read what this card does, I was like, holy crap, man. So this card, what this card does is, when your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand or graveyard, or when your opponent's banished monster effect is activated, so Thunder Dragons, I'm looking at you, negate its effect, and if you do, inflict 2,000 damage to your opponent. That is crazy. How many effects activate from the hand, from the graveyard, or the banished pile? A ton. And this isn't a once per turn. That is so freaking crazy, man. You negate that effect and then give them 2,000 burn damage. I love this card. I love this card. This works so well in this deck. I'm running 3 of my beautiful baby Bottomless Trap Pool. This card is so awesome. I love it. It does target, but that's fine. When your opponent summons a monster, summons a monster or monster's 1,500 or more attack, you destroy that monster or monsters with 1,500 or more attack, and then banish it instead of sending it to the graveyard. Oh, it doesn't target. Oh, for some reason I thought it target. Huh. Okay, cool. I don't know why in the world I thought it target. Okay, it doesn't. Cool. So I just love this card because you banish it. You don't want to do that with Thunder Dragons. But, just special summon anything like that. This is, if your opponent knows that you have these on the field, they're going to be walking on eggshells trying to go around this stuff. So that is really awesome. I'm running 2 Floodgate Trap Hole. I think I was playing this at 3, but I actually dropped this down to 2. Floodgate Trap Hole is nice. What it does is, when your opponent summons a monster or monsters, change that monster or monster's face down defense position, and then monsters change the face down defense position by this effect cannot change their battle position. They are stuck face down and basically useless to your opponent. So that is really awesome. I'm playing 3 of the Traptrix because, it's a Traptrix deck. Why would you not play 3 Traptrix? What this one does is you banish a normal trap from your deck, except this card, and then you set 1 card with the same name directly from your deck. Also, it can be activated this turn, which is fantastic. You only activate 1 trap card for the rest of this turn after this card resolves. You can only activate that trap or whichever one you choose. But it's nice to have that on the field and to be able to activate it this turn and basically just pull from your deck whatever the situation requires. That's really cool. Moving away from the trap stuff, I'm running 3 Lost Wind. This card is awesome. I really, really love this card. You target 1 face-up special monster on the field and you negate its effects. Also, its original attack is halved, and that's permanent. As long as that monster stays on the field, its effects are negated and it is halved. That is really cool. It's not just to the end of the turn. And if a monster is special summoned from your opponent's extra deck while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can set this card, but then you banish it and leaves the field. So it recycles itself back onto the field, so you basically get 2 uses out of each of this card, which is really, really great. Because we're not running spells, we don't want our opponent to run spells either, so I'm running 2 of the Imperial Order. Imperial Order is really awesome. It's a continuous spell. You pay 700 life points per standby phase, and you negates all spell effects on the field. It's really, really simple. But it's just awesome, especially against Skyscraper. But it's just really cool just to be able to lock your opponent out of using spells, because we don't need it, so hey, they don't need it either. Also, on the same day, I'm running 1 anti-spell fragrance. Basically, both players must set spell cards before activating them. They cannot activate them until the next turn after setting them, which is great. And then for the last 2, I'm just playing 2 Solemn Warning, just because this is a really great card, just to stop special summoning if you can, or monster effects, or not special summoning. When a spell or trap or monster effect is activated, This can stop that, which is really, really nice. 2,000 life points is not a big deal if it's going to stop their whole combo. That's totally fine with me. So that's actually it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. Traptrix do have some extra deck stuff, which I'm very excited about. I just love Traptrix, man. It's so cool. So to start off with, I'm playing 3 Sarah. You kind of do need 3 of this to be in a competitive nature in this deck. I guess you could get away with 2, but I have definitely used like all 3 multiple times, especially the game gets kind of grindy. It's a link 1, which is crazy to me. It's just a 1 non-link Traptrix monster. If this card, this link summon monster is unaffected by trap effects. Who would have known, right? You only use each effect of following effects of Traptrix Sarah once per turn and not during the damage step. So if a normal trap card is activated, you can special summon a Traptrix monster from your deck with a different name than the cards you control, which is fantastic. And then if your other Traptrix monster effect is activated, you can set a normal whole trap directly from the deck, which is, this card, just both effects are just freaking crazy. Definitely a 3 of, in my opinion. I'm running 2 Traptrix for Flagia. This one's really cool. It's 2 level 4, 300 attack, 2500 defense, excuse me. This card is unaffected by, you guessed it, trap effects while it has material. Traptrix monster you control, except this card, cannot be destroyed by battle of card effects. Your opponent cannot target Traptrix monster you control, except this card with card effects. So just a ton of protection, which is awesome. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 material from this card and then send 1 whole normal trap card that meets its activation conditions from your deck to the graveyard, and this effect becomes that trap card's effect when that card is activated. So basically, this card is every trap in your deck on the field and protection. This is a fantastic card. Just being able to have access to everything in your deck, whatever you're playing, as long as those requirements are met, its activation requirements are met, you can basically activate it straight from deck, which is really, really cool. I'm playing 2, if I can grab them, Traptrix Alamarus, I believe is how you say it. So this one's really nice. It's 2200 attack, 600 defense. It's 2+ level 4 monsters. This card is unaffected by trap effects while it's material. You only use each of the following effects of Traptrix Alamarus once per turn. You can detach 2 materials from this card, special summon 1 level 4 insect or plant monster from your graveyard, so that's cool. And then as a second effect of this, if an opponent's monster leaves the field because of your card effect and is now in the graveyard or banished, except during the damage step, you can detach 2 from this card and then target 1 of those monsters and then special summon it to your field, which is really cool. I really like that effect a lot. I just think both of these are 2Ls, but if you want to bump them up to 3, you can totally do that. So moving away from the Traptrix, more for just some generic stuff, I'm running 1 Avramax. This card is just, I just love it. It's just really helpful. You could replace this with any Link 4 that you want to, Access Kotaker, what's your name, Appaloosa, something like that. I'm running a Bull Sword just to help for Otucan. 1 Unicorn, Phoenix, and then Cerberus for the Nightmare package. Also 1 Relinquished Anima, just in case, and 1 Tornado Dragon, and then also, last but not least, 1 Evil Swarmer Exotonite, just in case you want to blow up some board, and then Tornado Dragon just to, annoy our opponent's back row even further. So that's actually it for the deck, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, this is your definition of budget-ish. I think you can make this deck for about 150 or under 150. I think between 130 and 150, something like that. Sarah and Graveyard Trap Hole is definitely the most expensive ones. This one's sitting at about 15, and I think Graveyard Trap Hole is like 13, something like that, around that now. But you don't have to play a playset of that. You can just play 2 if you wanted to. I just wanted the playset because I love its effect. But yeah, guys, that is it. While you're here, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And you can go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can get more notifications for deck profiles just like this one. Thanks for watching. As always, I will see you in the next video.